Hi everyone, before I start, I'd like to ask you all a question. Do you know what this is? That's right, it's a cold sore, or herpes. Disgusting, isn't it? So why is our government planning to release this into the Murray-Darling Basin? Let me introduce you to what the Australian federal government calls Carpageddon. For those of you who aren't familiar with the area, this is the Murray-Darling Basin. It runs through Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia. It is the source of a full third of all of Australia's food and around 65,000 businesses, including forestry, commercial fishing and coal mining. In 2013, the Murray-Darling Basin was declared a critically endangered ecological community. This is a carp. This is what we are being told is responsible for the deterioration of the water quality in the Murray-Darling Basin. The carp was first introduced into the Murray-Darling Basin in the 1800s, but failed to survive. In fact, it took two massive floods in the 1970s to push the carp into isolated pockets of the Murray-Darling Basin before they actually began to thrive. However, they are an invasive species and currently make up about 90% of the total biomass in the Murray-Darling Basin. The National Carp Control Plan says that the carp is directly responsible for the deterioration of the water quality. This is despite evidence from the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry that says that while some ecological damage can be attributed to the carp, it's really hard to determine by how much, due to the far more significant impact caused by dams, sluicing and fertilisers. So what's our government's solution to this? Herpes. Carp herpes causes the carp to become lethargic and stop eating. They will die within 3 to 4 days. Mortality rates range from 50 to 100%. So what happens to all the dead fish? To clean up the rotting carcasses, current budgets expect the cost to be about $1,000 per tonne. However, there is an estimated 320 million tonnes of carp in the Murray-Darling Basin. So that's about $3.2 billion just to clear dead fish. To mitigate this, the National Carp Control Plan intends to only release the virus in small, controlled stages, which leads to our next problem, interspecies transfer. While the carp herpes virus is not known to kill anything other than carp, it can, however, infect freshwater mussels and the native birds that eat them, which are themselves capable of carrying the virus outside the controlled release area, potentially causing mass fish mortality events in unexpected regions. And if those areas are not cleaned up within 24 to 48 hours, can lead to black water events. That's when the water becomes hypoxic, killing everything in the water, which leads to the final issue, botulism, which is a neurotoxin that thrives in hypoxic environments. Each dead species has the potential to produce multiple variants of botulism, killing fish, birds, cows, and even strains that are water and airborne transmissible to humans, which, if infected, can cause severe symptoms within 1 to 3 days, culminating in muscular paralysis and respiratory failure. Basically, death. So, what do we need to do about this? At the very least, we need to demand that no virus is released into the wild without further independent testing. But more importantly, we need to demand the government investigate the reasons why they are ignoring the existing research which indicates that the flourishing carp population and ecological damage can both be directly correlated to excessive irrigation, dams, sluicing and fertilisers in Queensland.